Hey everyone, how's it going? Bit of a spur of the moment live stream, but lately these seem to be my forte. What is going on with my YouTube chat overlay? It's my first time using this, so I'm wondering. Okay. I think what I need to do is change the text color. But hey, at least for now, I can read that. Right, everyone, welcome to the first part of the series here where I'm doing some more work with Windows NT server. So basically, I was looking around, which is pretty dangerous, on winworldpc.com. If you're not familiar with this website, basically it hosts abandonware, and quite a lot of it actually. It's a really good website, and in the last sort of 5 years I think it's had a major revamp, which is what we're looking at here. And yeah, you can get applications, operating systems of course, which is what I primarily use it for. And I've got this thing where I think it's probably more around my upbringing, but there's sort of this mystical aura around Windows NT's 4.0 server and Windows 2000 and 2000 server. When I was at high school and getting into computers, I thought this was just totally smoke and mirrors. I wished I'd really taken the opportunity to kind of ask our IT lady at the school more about how it all works and really take an interest, but I was really too shy, I think, to ask. So yeah, now I'm catching up and started my own IT career and all of that. But I cut my teeth on Server 2003 and newer. That's what I've done all my training on and worked with over time. Let's get this song because it's got lyrics in it. It's annoying. So yeah, I never really went back and did much with older versions. And I think the last thing I did with NT4 was the diskless Windows 95 thing, where you can run an entire Windows 95 operating system over a network share without a hard drive. So you boot it either ideally from a RPL like boot ROM on your network card, to what I used, which was a floppy disk, because I didn't have any of the, well, to be honest, know-how, patience, or ability to program that boot ROM. But anyway, NT4 server and workstation, very fascinating, groundbreaking sort of platform technology. And it's quite interesting with this particular release, seeing the old technology come into the new stuff. So we're talking like, there's no typical Active Directory, however there is a directory service. You've got a primary domain controller, you've got sort of like a group policy editor. It doesn't work the way we normally are used to, like in modern operating systems. I can only imagine cutting your teeth on this and earlier and then having to transition over to newer stuff, and yeah, that sort of jarring, like we're almost talking like leaps from on-prem stuff to cloud, I guess, in some ways. So yeah, but so I was looking at, I don't know why, I think something came up. There's a YouTube channel I've been watching a lot lately. I think it's called NT Connections. Let me YouTube this just to make sure that I'm not full of crap. Nope. There's a couple of really good videos lately of this guy who does a lot of NT stuff. NT to now, this is it here. So if you aren't subscribed to this channel, what I'll do is I will see if I can put it in my live. live stream chat thing. that may or may not show, in case it thinks I'm like some sort of weird bot thing. The other thing I think I should do is actually make sure that I can hear myself, because I have a horrible habit of... Yep, okay, I can hear myself. I have this horrible habit of starting streams and not actually checking what I'm doing. Sorry, I'm just replying, since I think I might be able to get away with this. But yeah, anyway, this channel, I was watching it lately and it got me inspired. Like, the last one I watched was this photo draw, which actually looked really interesting. Of course, there's like anything with NT 3.5, there's not a lot of content on that. And I think in one of his videos here, in the background with his boxed operating system collections, like if I just load this, I think he had a copy of like BackOffice server, I think, or something kicking around here in one of his videos. Anyway, that reminded me when I was looking around here, I was like, hey, maybe I'll check out. Hey, greetings from Sydney. Hopefully the weather's better there than here, because it's crap. It's grey and cloudy. It's like winter. It's like 10 degrees. But I was looking, basically, catch up. I'm doing a sort of like a extended bit of NT4 server work, just to dive in a little bit deeper. And this channel, which I just had up just before NT2 now, can't see the keyboard. Yeah, I was looking at some of his videos and it kind of got me inspired to dive a bit deeper into the actual operating system, like extended domain controller stuff, client workstations, that sort of stuff. 35 degrees. How humid is it? Hopefully not more than 70%. But what I was looking at was BackOffice server, and this was an original bundle, provided a few, you know, nice to haves, mainly email and SQL. Those are really popular things. Nice, dry. Yeah, wish I was that lucky here. It's been raining like since Friday. So BackOffice server is basically just a collection of Microsoft products for hosting your own Exchange, SQL server, proxy server, intranet, IIS, which is web hosting. This description's a little bit wrong because when BackOffice server was released, it sort of branched off into BackOffice small business server, which is kind of like up to 50 client sort of levels of software. So it didn't actually come with Front Page 2000 or Outlook 2000. That was the small business server editions. And then of course now we've got, I think they completely got rid of this after a while when Windows 2000 was released, and you got Windows 2000 Small Business Server, I think. Yeah, small SBS, so kind of like an add-on. You worked at a dial-up ISP back in the 1990s. Actually, it's quite interesting you say that. Like, I was reading about, when I sort of touched my toes into this, how modem sharing works to give workstations in your organization's internet access, basically. So you've got, you know, a server that hosts a few modems and things. Yeah, I'm not drinking alcohol. Just in case anyone's wondering. So yeah, that's anyway what I'm doing today. So today's goal, I'm going to get a spreadsheet open here because I need to get some notes taken down. Okay, so start with saving a file. I'm going to save this to my project. Now you guys will have to forgive me, I'm not very good at planning stuff this old. So I'm going to create some tabs down here. Okay, so I need a collection of 1 server, 2 workstations. I'm going to go server IP, PC1 IP. Oops. And I'm going to predefine something here. I'll do 120. I should make sure some of this stuff is free. Mind you, I don't have much running on my network at the moment since I've moved. Okay, so we've got 3 IPs are available. So these are going to be my IPs we're going to use for these machines. So basically I'm going to set up a server, oops, and a couple of workstations. You know what I should actually do? Fumbling here. And the name of the server. Brainbox. This PC, we're going to call it just that. Keep it nice and short, of course, because NetBIOS legacy names and stuff have limited characters. We need a domain name. I'm just going to be boring. It's always in the... Oh, thanks for that. Oh yeah, the Serialport Dial-Up Chronicles. IRC channels. Oh, okay. Actually, I think have I seen that one? I watched the one when they hosted, I think they got an old Sun like workstation or server or something going. Okay, and we're going to need users, so we're going to have of course we're going to have an administrator. Actually, I'm going to put this in here. We're going to have a service account. We're going to have Bill, John, I don't know. I'm always bad at making names. Bill Ball. I'm Detective John Kimball. I'm a cop, you idiot. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Passwords for these users. That's going to be the same for all of this. The reason I'm making these notes now is so I can sort of go back to it. Because I don't have a good imagination at all. And as we build on this stuff, we'll work through it. Alright, so I might as well get some VMs going. For that I'm using Oracle's VirtualBox 7. It's probably actually out of date. What is the latest version? 7.2. I don't know how well these newer versions play with these operating systems, but we're gonna need, well, you need a machine that's capable of running virtualization, so that's making sure your BIOS has the virtualization options enabled for your CPU. You're going to need a copy of NT4 server, NT4 workstation, and Windows 98. The other thing I'm going to link in the chat here, this is a patch if anyone's trying to run Windows 95, 98 or ME in Oracle's VirtualBox. There's a bug with anything faster than 2 gigahertz. If your CPU is Zen 2 architecture or newer, and if you're running Intel, I think 12th or 13th gen or newer, you can run into this basically here where the Explorer fails to start, or you get the CPU speed issue if you're running too much memory. So Windows 98 and VirtualBox is terrible. It's really not supported. It's sad. Another video which was quite good, which I'll link here in the description, well, in the chat. This is just a bit of a rough setup guide which I'll go through. And there's also a driver, if I can find it, for display drive, for your display for Windows 98. Let me find that. Where was it? I think I had it under apps. When you're a hoarder like me, you've got too much crap on your computer. Yeah, it's this thing here. This is a third-party driver for VirtualBox. Otherwise, you have to use a bunch of other stuff, and they make yeah, you have to use like SciTech Display Doctor or something. So I will put that in here too. You're all good. Oh, I forgot to, I did see a message there. Hell263. Yeah, NT4 on VirtualBox. It can be a pain. At least the driver pack works, but I'll go through all of that and show you guys how to do that quite easily. Oddly enough, Windows 9X is, I'd say, much harder. The guest add-ons don't work at all. Huge pain. Right. Make this chat a bit bigger. Alright. So to get started, we're going to do the server. What did I call the server name? Brainbox. Did I spell brain correctly instead of Brian? That'd be about right for me. Okay, so we're going to call this Brainbox. I'm going to store that in my typical VMs folder, and I have already got wherever it is. Here's my OS folder. These are all the images I've obtained over the years. So NT4. We want, do I have just normal server? Terminal server. I don't really want enterprise server, if I'm honest. It has just a lot of stuff that I don't really want. So you know what? I have it on CD-ROM, but that CD-ROM's in storage. So I'll tell you what, we'll go and download it. Into NT4 server. We'll just download that from old WinPC world. Thankfully my internet's not slow, but saying that, I think it might be speed capped. Okay, so what we'll do is while we're waiting for that, let's get some clients going here. I might as well cancel that while I'm waiting. I am going to get rid of this one, and this one will free up some space. These I really need to get rid of. I might refer back to some of these older VMs that I've done in the past, but we're going to do NT4 PC1, just so we know that it's the NT4 variant. Once again, I'll grab my OS image. Wherever it is. NT3 and 4. Workstation? Oh no, that's 3. There we go. We're going to go down to make our version NT4. I've got this in expert mode. Oops. Great, that just vanished. Okay. That's saving there. We got that set. We don't have to worry about unattended mode. I'm going to leave the base settings alone there. 2 gigabytes. Now, unfortunately, of Windows NT, your maximum boot volume size is typically 2 gigabytes because it's FAT16, and then it gets converted if you select NTFS after the installation to NTFS. So it's really stupid. It's one of those like real big gotchas. So I see a lot of people have like a, I don't know, like a 30 gig hard drive, and then they're like, oh, I can't install it. So you got to make a small partition under 2 gigabytes in size. Excuse me. Then it will let you install it. I think you might be able to expand it later. I haven't tried. It might be worth trying. I'm going to select VHD so I can mount it in Windows Disk Manager if I need to get something on it that I can't get over a network share. And that's the first part. I'm going to go to settings and just quickly blip through this. Okay, so here's the main stuff. So we've got floppy, optical hard drive. I'm going to leave that the same. APIC. I don't know if Windows NT supports that. Let's give it a shot. For me, these are my virtualization technologies. Some AM4, AMD V5. Leave that all set. I'm going to leave this all standard. I'm not going to touch any of that. I'll leave that enabled just in case, but you have to, of course, there's no plug and play with NT. Right, networking. Now you can NAT. I like to try and treat the VM as its own, you know, dedicated device, and therefore its own dedicated port. Great. What's this found? Ah, nice. Apparently that zip file that I just downloaded might have a Trojan in it. Sweet. Okay. Guess I won't be using that. I might have to just use my advanced server. Any notes on that? No. Ah, man, what a pain. I thought I had. Okay, the other thing I can try, download it from another mirror, just in case, you know, it's... dodgy. What one did I just download that from? Let's try that one. Okay. I'm going to bridge the adapter directly to my NIC, so this will treat it as its own entity. Ideally you would have like a 4-port like NIC in your machine, and then you'd have like your VMs on each dedicated port. This is a SFP card. My Switch doesn't have SFP ports. I was using that on my NAS box. I will allow this to take over. No USB, nothing else is really needed. So we'll start it up. Okay. Get this going here. Nice thing about this particular image is it is bootable. I wonder if I can make this like, can I scale? I'll do that while we're getting this set up. Alright, so if you've got a special RAID controller, this is where this would be added with a floppy disk and driver. We're not going to bother. This is saying hard disk is new, blah 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 blah. Press C for continuing or erase everything. Scroll down F8 to agree. I'm not going to touch any of this. I'm going to create a partition which is its maximum size, and we are going to use NTFS, so that will allow I mean, for what we're doing it doesn't really matter, but NT plays a lot better with proper file permissions, so we'll do that. So it's going to format our drive, and the reason I'm trying to stick with VirtualBox is it's really fast. Like even with Windows 9X, if you can get it to work, it's kind of almost worth it in a way. So we're going to just carry on with the install. Alright, now you have to be kind of quick about this because it's going to try and boot from CD again. You can either eject it or you can do what I do, just press F12. So one nice thing about VirtualBox is not like ESXi when you're trying to get into the BIOS. We're going to select 1 for the boot drive. And you can see that we've got Service Pack 1, which is a pain because you've got to, it doesn't work with anything. Service Pack 1. There's so much stuff like apps and programs, and even the guest add-ons require more. Whoops, almost missed it. Go back in. The reason I didn't bother ejecting the disk is it needs it now for the second part. I think that image might be messed up. That's a shame. And of course I didn't bring my CDs back from storage. I really want to do this on real hardware one day, but this is a good way to have a play with it. Okay, this is your NetBIOS name for the server. Oh, sorry, the workstation. Jeez, I'm almost getting ahead of myself. Here's our password that we set before in our notes. Very secure. No, I'm not going to bother creating an emergency floppy disk. Give us everything. And this should carry on. Now, here we go. Here's the networking, and this is the nice thing about VirtualBox and NT4. It can add it. TCP, IP, that's fine. You can do other stuff too if you really want. Now these are services that you bind to the network adapter. I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'll just add some extra services. This is pretty normal. That comes up. I just leave it default, hit continue, and this is asking, do you want to use DHCP? I'm going to select no. So here we go. This is what we want. Oops. Numblock's always disabled. .1.121. Is that our hot quiz? Was that our IP? Yep. Subnet mask. Will be that. Gateway. Gosh. When you've got a microphone in front of your keyboard, it's really hard to see. Now, what I'm going to do, because I already know the IP that we're going to be using for our domain controller, I'm just going to add my router and the DC in there. Wins will let that do that. I don't think this matters. But you know what? Just add everything. Not doing any rip. You're back. Okay, so here's all our stuff. So these are the protocols bound to our network adapter. That's the networking done. In theory, we should be able to ping Google, we should be able to do DNS stuff once the VM's loaded. Okay, I'm not going to join it to a domain just yet, because I haven't built the domain controller. But basically I'm starting off with the easiest option first. It gets grumpy if you don't test the display settings before setting them. Alright, here we go. And then once it reboots, I'll eject the disk. Alright, here we go. At this point we're going to remove that so it doesn't try and keep booting from CD-ROM. And I'll show you how to shortcut that load screen, because otherwise it will sit there for 30 seconds, and if you forget to push enter on your OS selection, it's really annoying. And we're going to be rebooting a lot, so it's worth actually changing that. Okay, here we go. Log in with our secure password. As you can see, no guest add-ons are installed. I can't move my cursor outside of the window. And of course we're on, holy moly, Service Pack 1. You know what, let's turn this off and tweak the setting. I have a feeling it's because of... oh no, it is set to PS2. Okay. Gosh, my cursor. Might be something to do with the scaling, so we'll turn it off. Go back in here. Push that back down to 100%. Boot back up. I have a ISO with a bunch of tools and stuff in it, which are very handy for this. Basically, if you want to shortcut the guest add-on installation, which you need Service Pack 4 or newer, I think. I'll show what happens when you're trying to just install it. Oops, I muscle memory my password. Wonder how many times I'll do that. Come on. Okay. So if I was to go here, insert the CD-ROM, it's going to probably complain. Yeah, so it needs Service Pack 6. So I'm going to hit no on that. And I have, I think I put it in archive.org. Oops. Try and find a link to it. It's basically an ISO with a bunch of really handy stuff in it. Alright, here's my archive.org page. Where is it? Here we go. So this is a bundle basically of these tools, but more importantly it has Service Pack 6. The reason I'm pointing this out is because it's already bundled in an ISO, which you can mount directly in VirtualBox, because when you download the service packs, they're in executable form, a little bit hard to get going with, so I'm basically shortcutting that. If I can find the file. I'm gonna track it down. I've got it stored on my computer. I don't delete really anything, to be honest, because I've had so many times I'll like look at something and grab it, and then before you know it, it's removed. This day and age of the internet's so like volatile. Alright, here we go. So that's that page, which actually I will link in the chat. Sorry, I keep saying description. So that's if anyone needs that. And here we go here. Now the GUI's kind of messed up. Right, NT6. So I'm going to copy this to the C drive. There's a temp directory, it can go in there. I'm going to bump this baby right up. I'm not going to do a backup. It's a fresh OS, so there's nothing really to risk except time, which I've got a bit of. Reboot. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to get rid of that timer. Do that now. Okay, there we go. Now we see the build version, Service Pack 6. Pretty much if you're doing anything with NT4 server, workstation, terminal server, advanced server, BackOffice server, you need that Service Pack 6. Wonder how many times I'm going to type that damn password in wrong. Come on. Alright, so we'll untick that so it doesn't show. Alright, so you right click on my computer. So this is the startup shutdown list that you see. I like to put it at 2 seconds so that way if you do need it, you've got a chance to get to like your recovery option without it just, you know, going straight away. I'm going to just write some debugging stuff. It's not mandatory, but yeah. I'm going to be brave and select no because I want to get on with the guest add-ons install. So I'll close all of this, go up here, insert the disk. Okay, I'm not going to bother with direct 3D support because, well, there's barely any direct 3D stuff for NT 4 and 3 anyway. Should be. I think this is technically all we need for this operating system. Of course, it always takes forever to save the disk. Classic NT stuff. Now, so there we go. Our time is now 2 seconds. Yeah, going all the way up to 6. I haven't done 6A, but I could try the... I wonder if the Windows Update project might work for that. Is it 6A or just 6? It says Service Pack 6. And then that allowed me to do the guest add-ons. And then now I got my cursor. Yeah, living. I will just sort of do this. Okay. Yep, we saw that. Hit OK. And just for that, we will make the fonts a little bit bigger. I just find it a bit easier. Do no to all so it doesn't overwrite. If I go back here, patches, what have we got? Because I just grabbed these from WinWorld. Oh, okay, so Service Pack 6 is just 6A by the looks of it. Yeah, because I've only got 1, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so we're probably up to date. Yeah, those Y2K bugs. And it seems like for NT4 so much hinges on having that service pack. It's like nothing can function without it. Games, apps, drivers. Painful. Ah, I left the disc in a rookie. Haha, rookie move. I might have to leave it in there. Okay. There we go. I think we're cooking. Okay. Hal, you might know. Do you know with NT4, after you've done converting to NTFS, that you can expand your boot drive size, or is it still limited to 2 gig? Because I've always been told it doesn't support anything larger than 2 gigabytes because it installs it as FAT16 first, and then once it's installed does a conversion to NTFS. Alright, I'm going to back up this virtual machine. Yeah, because I know if you have a second drive or a second partition, that can be, you know, whatever you want, but the actual operating system, I don't have, now I'm testing my own knowledge. I've got to remember how to get into the disk administrator. There we go. Because there's no... doesn't appear to be like any expansion stuff, but maybe... Okay, so select an NTFS volume that's not a part of a stripe or mirror set. On one partition, click the menu volume set. Type the size of the volume you wish to create, click OK. Okay, like part magic. This is like one of those real bad like limitations, because it'd be nice like if you installed a lot of software to have a drive bigger than 2 gig. I guess you could have, you know what, let's try it. What I'm gonna do, well, I'm backing up the VM anyway, so I like to do that when I've got them at like a vanilla state, so if anything goes wrong I just dump the files back over it, because they're tiny. So yeah, I can see that being like the go-to favorite. It's when you think about like the technology that's bundled in it, it's for back then, I think it's pretty good. Like even if it's limited, I'm actually sort of, you know, impressed. Like especially when I did the diskless 95 boot, where I hosted the SMB share from an NT4 server and booted the operating system off the network share. So we've backed it up. Can we? Yeah, I think now that we've created the disk, that's annoying. Okay, yeah, back when before virtualization. I tell you, got it. Even though I know on-prem's kind of dying in some ways, wouldn't be surprised if it goes back the way these cloud services are going. But yeah, like got it so good having virtualization now. Okay, so I'd have to, if I wanted to test that theory, I would... do I really want to... I'd have to remove the drive, add another one, make it larger. Let's ask Google. Can you expand handful of ice, DN lines. Oh, okay. And the server would host the pool of available lines and modems, would they? Does that really work? Gonna try this out. Okay, so according to Gemini, it tells you the sort of shape we're in. VM's shut down. Locate the virtual machine manager. We're in there. Go file. Virtual machine manager. What? This is really good. Virtual media manager? That's just all my VM, my disks, sorry. Cloud. Welcome. I don't think I can. I can clone it. That's so annoying. I thought you'd be able to just... Yeah, and this is... Yeah, okay. So I'd have to create a new drive and reinstall. Too lazy for that. Might have to try that again some other time. Okay, well I might as well get my domain controller spun up. I'm gonna unfortunately have to go back and grab... That's the VMs. Where the hell is my image? Yeah, I'll grab that in a sec. NT4. I'm going to give this... So eventually I'm going to be doing BackOffice server. That requires a minimum of 128 meg. So I'm going to give it 256. You know what? This is where we can test that expansion. I'm going to be brave. I'll bump it up to 4. And I'll make it a VHD. Alright. Go through these settings. Yeah. I'm going to eventually add a second hard drive, but I'm not sure if this has the bug where Windows likes to put the bootloader on the second hard drive. Okay. We'll leave audio, network again. We're gonna bridge it. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Oh yes. NT4, and the only server disk I have is the enterprise server, unfortunately. That's alright, I think it should still work. It's just a bit more than what I wanted to deal with. Right, let's boot this thing up. might need a floppy. Oh no, this one doesn't. Just bump the scaling up a bit, makes it a bit easier to see. Right. Not bad, not bad. I've already got one VM done. Okay. Same settings. So it sees it as a 4 GB drive, but if I was to make that, is it letting me? Huh. That's weird. It's letting me do that. What? I didn't think you could have more than 2 gig. Okay. Maybe NT4 servers patched differently? For like larger drives. It is Service Pack 1, so you know, it's not like it's been updated. Yeah, so now it's doing the FAT conversion to NTFS. Whoops. Ah, missed it. And it should carry on with the install. It's winding up. All right. I'm going to pretend like we have some cows. Just give it 20, an arbitrary number. That's our server name. So this is going to be a PDC, primary domain controller. And I'm going to do the big no-no and just load this baby up with everything. Which of course you never want to do. I guess how... I don't know if you're still there, how did you manage like doing server roles on physical hardware? You guys must have had to have quite a few servers, I'm guessing. Or did you pile a bunch of roles on one box? I'm wondering if it allowed me to, because it's not too large, to potentially format the drive as FAT as 2 GB, and then when the NTFS conversion gets done, it can expands it while it converts it. I have no idea. I'm gonna leave those as default. I might come back and add these later to not overload the process here. Yeah, I bet those roles would have been... Oops. Of course, now everyone's like, don't put file servers on your DCs. Which I get. Yeah, definitely. But back then, you know, when you had limited hardware and it was expensive, like really expensive, and that stuff, man, was kept running for like 10 years. I'm gonna put the first one as its... No, actually, what I'm gonna do is put my router as its first DNS entry. I'm probably setting this all up wrong as well. Oh, really? Don't think I need to really worry about wins too much, but just in case something wants it. Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, and DHCP server. Actually, I can't remember if I added that. As a, I'm just going to boot up this other one that I made ages ago for another project. I can't remember if I added those services to it. Oh, yep, so here's our domain. Looks good to me. I really should read like the resource guide or something. Run a bit of a go slow. Oh, yeah, it's trying to do networking. Gosh, I hope I haven't caused an IP conflict by booting this other one up. Okay, what have we got? I set it as like an RPL server, like a remote boot. Doesn't look like this one actually has. Doesn't look like this one is actually a DNS server. Risky. Alright, I'll let that finish. Of course the service dies. Okay. Do I want this? Sure. Yeah. Add it as a service or role. Leave all of the stuff as default. You do not have an internet domain name declared for this machine to ensure proper Gopher functionality. Oh yeah, okay. Guess I'll need DNS and stuff to add A records and what have you. Kill this now. Yeah, we did. not too bad, I guess, to set up on this modern hardware because it's so much faster. No, I don't want to view that because that will be just information. Actually, I might boot the workstation up and see if does that. There's that service. What is it? The Windows Update team. Windows Update restored. That's what I'm thinking of. This project here. So this restores, like, doing updates for 95 through to XP basically. So version 3 supports NT4. What about this one? Okay, so it's when they went over to the version 4, they dropped support for NT4 by the looks of that. And 95. Okay, and I need IE4. Okay, I can do that. And sometimes that happens. Alright. Oh, look at that. It's bundled with Service Pack 3. Why not? I'll let it do its thing. Yeah, sure. Jeez, we're shooting from the hip here, cowboys. Target file exists and it's newer than the source. Overwrite the file. Just go no. So for this one, do I have... Okay, I do have IE4. Now this is going to be the bane of your existence with that whole new shell. That bloated shell that ran like garbage on like Pentium 1. Needed twice the amount of RAM. Yeah, active desktop, that's the one. Should I just do the full? Yeah. Yeah, this. Yeah. I figured that might get a response. Don't worry, I'm gonna go no. Even though the UI of the old shells can be a little bit clunky, it's so much faster to whip around, you know, to just open, run. Yeah. Back when RAM was expensive as well. Okay, so this is probably saying I need to change my page file, is it? Oh, okay. Do we want any of this? Of course, now I've got it set to open on startup. Okay. Okay. Oh, and the other thing I like to do is show the full path and untick the hide file extensions. I'll do that over here. Cool. Alright, I need this to hurry up and finish so I can do my service pack on the server. Oh, actually, I think I've got another... I think I've got another image. Terminal server edition. Yeah, this might not work. Yes, this is specifically pointing out server 4 terminal server. So, okay, so that image. Oh, okay. Oh, adds updates to service to server 4 terminal server edition. Okay. Why not? And it comes with the IE5. Why not? Give it a whirl. It's either going to work or it's going to break it. Haha. Okay. Alright. Do I have another copy of that ISO? Because I don't want to... I don't want to risk unmounting it while it's installing on the other VM. Okay. Plan C, I will carry on with booting up Windows 98, I think install now, which unfortunately is a lot harder to do. So, when see, and this is going to be PC2. Hard disk, of course I can make this anything. I'll just make it like 6 gig. VHD, so I can get it into Windows Disk Manager if needed. And one of the the chat URLs I'd linked to a YouTube video. The chap there had USB tablet mode for the pointing device, APIC enabled, so we can run a special switch when installing the OS. Turn this stuff back on. Leave nested paging. Just gonna bump this up. 64 meg. Enable 3D acceleration. Did try this last night. It did seem to work pretty good. And here's my big list. Yeah, that should work. Or do I want to do... I'll go and browse for it just in case. Just a horrible feeling of selecting the wrong ISO. Resource kit. I'll do the retail full one. So I think you can do the MS batch file stuff with it. Sound Blaster 16 for the sound. I'm going to bridge the adapter. Just allow all. I'm going to put that back to 1.1. Try and keep some stability. It's a bit of a risk enabling that USB, but... supposedly that's all we need to do for the setup. How much RAM did I give this? I will bump this up to 128 meg, because I don't think I'm going to need any more than that. And the other thing I need to do is add a floppy controller, which we've got, and I have a Windows 98 boot disk for that. Cool. That's all still doing its stuff. Alright. Got our virtual floppy disk. This is actually, believe it or not, a copy of an actual disk I use. It's got some tools on it, which I found quite useful, so I ended up just making an image of the actual disk. Oh, maybe I don't. Do I? I thought I had like format.com and stuff on it. Oh yeah, clear HDD. Maybe it was another one I made. That's alright. Oh, I need to F-disk it. Rookie move. So much faster when it's just all, you know, virtualized like this, eh? How's my install done? Man, IE4's a dog. Come on. I think this should be all. Yep, that's all there. 6 gig. Format the drive. Just copy everything to the drive because it's way easier. So it stops asking me for the CD. Okay, there's a special switch apparently. I wonder if it tells you in the thing here. Doesn't. Maybe it has more of a help file somewhere for those hidden switches. So we're gonna. The way I remember this is /P for pass and J, which enables ACPI. What is it? AEPIC? Oh, gosh. APIC, this here. Forces detection. Of course, not skipping scan disk, but it's so fast, like, you know, I don't have to worry about that. And I do have a key for the retail version, which unfortunately on WinWorld PC is not really listed on the main page, but it is on their serial page, which I will show. So this is like where I keep all my images. So we want this one. Really easy to do with a microphone in front of you. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock, well, for you. Yeah, 3 o'clock anywhere. Or somewhere is what they say, isn't it? Alright. I'm just going to enable just pretty much everything. Just because. Alright, so this is going to be PC2. I am going to leave the work group still as work group, just in case. Change my region to New Zealand. No emergency disk required. Gosh, this thing in the background is still cooking. I haven't missed anything, have I? Nah, it's just been slow. And there is a particular point that we need to power the VM off and mount a special patch disk, which I can safely show while this is doing its thing, which is Patcher 9X. So if we don't boot this, which is really handy actually, this thing, if I go to, is it releases? They're in image form, so you can just mount them directly into VirtualBox. Honestly, it's such a lifesaver. Really, really handy. Granted, I'm not pushing the OS past, 512 megabytes of RAM. I don't know, if Windows 98, like, I see people do it, and it can work, but every now and then something will come up and burn you. So I always try and keep it below 256. But I've had this particular bug which is playing on the screen here, and I couldn't get past it for ages. And here's basically, if you're running this CPU in your machine, that's part of the problem, and the other part is Hyper-V. Apparently is also can give you grief on VirtualBox 6. And of course it does things like, for Windows 95 especially, this protection error when your CPU is too fast. So yeah, 2 really good fixes in this thing. It's been a lifesaver. It supports these OSs, so I guess we got some options. And yeah, you just mount the image and then away you go. Yeah, really useful. Hell, if you ever need to do Windows 98 or 95 or older in VirtualBox, because VirtualBox has, above all its flaws, has actually really good networking support. x86 box does some sort of natting, which meant I couldn't get to the domain controller that's been hosted in the VirtualBox system. It was really frustrating. The only other way around it, I think, was to do like a multi-port NIC, move everything over, and then like dedicate each port on that network adapter to physically being dedicated to that VM. So I got myself into trouble pretty quick. So the point that we need to mount that floppy disk image with the special patch is after this particular setup's gone through, after it's done the hardware. The first boot, it basically fails. So I'm going to prep that floppy image, which I've already got here. And I think it does still lock up on the first boot, but if you restart it, it carries on and lets you in, basically. Oh, and in one of the videos I linked, if you want this mouse feature like this, where you can move your cursor in and out of the VM window, but without doing the VirtualBox add-ons install, because it's not really compatible with 98. In this guy's video, he puts a command down here, wherever it is. Yeah, this here. And basically that enables the mouse transition, but you have to power off the VM in order to change that, so I'll do that as well. Of course my mouse is all messed up now. shouldn't take too long. And then I've also got a custom display driver. There's two methods you can do graphics with VirtualBox and Windows 9X. Basically, you can either use the Display Doctor 7 beta, which is kind of like a driver pack internally in the OS, but someone's actually written, once I get this thing rebooted I'll show you guys, someone's actually written a display driver for VirtualBox, which I've just used. It works really well for what I do. I mean, I'm not gaming on this. If I'm gaming on a VM, I typically would use x86 box. It seems to have better, you know, out-of-the-box hardware support for particular cards. So we're going to reboot the VM. I'm going to go into F12. I'm going to press F for floppy, and this is basically auto booting. So it's going to look. So we're going to go and type patch 9x. Our default path is C Windows System, of course. I'm going to press enter, which is for option 2, which will patch the vmm32.vxd file, which is the default. And it's going to look at all the files and their status. So these are all the files basically that will get you caught up. And we're going to go yes, Y for yes to patch. Yeah, the old 3DFX stuff. It's really good, but you can't run anything faster than really a Pentium 2, ideally Pentium 1. The software emulation kind of, you really like get sound jittering and stuff, so it's really good for DOS and early Windows stuff. LGR has a really good video on the DOS project. What is it called? I had a copy of it somewhere. Where is it? ExoDOS. Yeah, like this here is like a huge, like 300 gigabyte collection of games, and well, sorry, 300. God. Yeah, it's quite large. Yeah, so it's good for that stuff. And also if you want to test hardware. How's it going? Is it Ryzang B2? Oh my god, I'm butchering up your your handle. Oh, it's a good thing I'm not relying on reading the things. Okay, that's Windows 98 patch. You're gonna have to break down your handle. Ryan, yeah, I'm gonna need to do it Ryan. I haven't had enough drinks for that. Alright. So now I can unmount that image, that patcher. And it will probably lock up on the first boot. It's pretty normal. Well, for me. I'll be patient though, I'll give it a minute. And while it's loading, this here is the particular, no, that's the CPU patch. This is the VirtualBox QEMU display driver. Made by the same person. It looks like that does the patch I just used, I believe. Really, really handy, and even better, an ISO form, so you can just mount it. Okay, so that's frozen. So what I'm going to do is just shut the VM off. Oh, where? How did you get on with networking? I made the mistake of building everything in VirtualBox first and then going, oh no, I want to now use x86 box for networking, and then realized it can't NAT or whatever to the domain controller that's hosted in VirtualBox. I burned myself. Gosh, this is still going. Remind me not to use that again, that full version. After. Alright, so to get my mouse going, I'm going to go back to this guy's video. Paste his description in here, and this is the command that I need. So what I'm going to do is go back to the VM I want to apply this to. I'm going to copy the name from it. I'm going to put it in here, and it's basically going VirtualBox manage. We're going to set extra data to be able to use this type of mouse input. And just to be safe, I'm going to open up this in administrator mode. Like that. I should be able to boot this back up. No, I don't have anything in the drive, so of course we're just booting. PC cap, yeah. And the other thing I noticed with like PC cap, or one of the two I was looking at, you need like more NICs in your host machine, which I've only got really one. Yeah, VirtualBox VMware. I've got VMware Workstation, but every time I boot it, my computer blue screens. I don't know why. I think I've got a bug or something with it. Alright, and look at this. See, we've got this mouse input now without the VirtualBox add-ons being installed, because of course they're not compatible Windows 98 or 9X. Got our sound. Yeah, they're just going to charge people $500,000 first for a 1-year subscription license to get it out of beta though. Sorry, I'm just having a jab. Even though that was me last year, we renewed our VMware subscription, and it was let's just say we got no budget left. Yeah, that's my problem. Yeah, that Broadcom buyout, man. Everyone was just living their lives, you know, and they just had to go and do that. As soon as that buyout was announced, it was like, if on-prem infrastructure wasn't already being, you know, poked enough. I now need to choose an image file. I'll skip the song because it's got people singing in it. That's annoying. So now I need to use this display driver. So I've already pre-downloaded it, but I've got to find it in my dumping ground. I've got this app folder where I store all the apps specific to what OS. There it is there. Cool. Alright, so for the graphics, I'm just going to go to our display settings and add an adapter and just point it literally at that CD-ROM drive. It should detect it. An Aussie word filter. I know what you're going to say. Does it start with C? They're C's. Yeah, Ryan, you're definitely right there. IE4 is. I forgot how bad it is. But it was on my bundle disc that I had, so I just installed it. Which is a rookie move. I've made a few of them. Ta-da! There we go. Now the one thing this doesn't support is dynamic scaling, so I can't drag the window. But what I can do is just bump up this. Holy moly, of course I got scaling still on. So we'll chuck that back down to 100%. There we go. Oh, we are living the dream. That is hotness. It's the little things. I don't know if it comes across, but yeah, it took me days to get this working in a test where I can feel confident enough to run it. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. How that, yeah. Do you still work in IT, or? Because I tell you, I've only been in IT 20 years, so, and I'm thinking it was a bad career path. I'm actually I'm one of those technology people that hates technology or modern technology. I'm like, no, go back to Windows 2000 and, simpler times. Because every time I use this stuff, it's like, you don't have the AI, all the extra garbage that you gotta work through. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'll be polite, but I get frustrated. I don't know about this IE4 install. I think this was a bad move. We're stuck on the real player. How long has it been? Like half an hour? Not good. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds pretty wild, man. It sounds interesting. I bet you have good drinks or beer or work stories or whatever they call it. My last job I used to travel, so I had a lot of good, fun stories. Weren't fun at the time, but stuck in Malaysia with a flooded server room, that sort of stuff. I think it was literally poo that was coming through the flooded drainage above. Yeah, I won't go into details, but yeah, it was, I'm sure there was human feces in there. Yeah, you'll find me on LinkedIn under Mitchell Lindsay. You'll see my mug there on LinkedIn, eh? Got a network. I'm bad at LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm going to back up this Windows 98 VM because I'm paranoid about doing all this work and then having it, shit itself. So once again, I'm just going to literally just copy and paste the files. I need to get IE5. I've got to keep this ball rolling basically, because I want to get this, let's get this guest add-ons installed. Oh, I didn't do Service Pack 6. Oh, that's why I'm waiting on that image. Oh man, I really shoehorned myself, didn't I? Yeah, fair enough. Okay, let's go to apps. NT4. So that, I'm going to try and risk mounting that bundle. Did it kill this one? No. And do you know what the worst thing is? I'm pretty sure I got IE5 on this image. DirectX 5? Oh, I thought I had it. Got 4. I think I've just got 4. Oh man. Okay. Definitely need... can I use the Windows 98 version? Or 95 maybe? Because it's more closer. Okay. I've got a copy of it there. So... get the service pack going at least. That's 4. I want 5. 6, sorry. Learn to count. Ah, barbecue, nice. What are you guys making? Actually, it's coming up dinner time here in about half an hour. So my plan for like this stream is to kind of like package everything up to a point where I can start doing more stuff. Just wanted the VMs basically built. Actually, that reminds me, I need to put a static IP on this 98 box. Thanks for joining the stream, Hal. It was nice being able to chat. Oh. Yeah, to be honest, it actually sounds pretty good. Oh, sucker for sweet potato, or as we call it here in New Zealand, it's kumara. Yeah, mate, I don't think you're going to miss out on too much. I'm pretty much going to get these put together. Enough to where I can start configuring services and things, and then yeah, really like dive in on the next stream. Jandals, yeah. Where am I going? Here. Oh, of course, numlock. What was the IP for this one? 122. Yeah, sure. Let's just put the DC in for that. Don't think that matters, but and I'll do the router. Sweet. Of course, because it's Windows 98, got to reboot. How's our service pack? Sorry, our IE4 going? That's not good. Well, it could be worse. I did do a backup, which I might be going back to, because this has been installing for half an hour. Which is way too long. Okay, got some guest add-ons going. Give it a reboot. I'm gonna just bail on this. And in fact, I'm gonna go back to my backup I made. And I'm going to mount that image into Magic ISO and repackage it with IE5, because that's way too annoying to deal with. Add files, apps, Windows 95. Excuse me. I'm going to add these two. And I'm going to get rid of, I need to get rid of something. Maybe the IE4. And then I'm going to resave that. Still mounted, so we'll see what that does. Might be slightly cooked. Oh, that's working at least. Do I have networking? Oops. Yeah, do. Sweet, so we got networking. I can ping the domain controller. Can I do it by DNS? Oh, DNS resolution. Windows 98, let's go. Yes. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is cheat. I'm going to go here, I'm going to explore. I'm going to add a new shortcut. Windows Update Restored. There we go. And I'm going to change the icon on this to make it look like I'm just going to shove that in there. We'll just call it old. I just have this fear about deleting it. Look at that. Microsoft Windows updates. This thing is boogered. So I'm going to restore from backup. That's exactly why I made the backup. For events like this, you can do, I believe you can do snapshots. In this, maybe you have to go into the actual VM. Yeah, so you can do a snapshot. Or does that just do... Oh gosh, now how do I get rid of my snapshot? Oh man, some stuff with VirtualBox is just not intuitive. Now I've done a snapshot, I don't know how to get rid of it. There we go. What a pain. Cool. Alright. Get some Windows 98 updates going. Of course I've DMZ'd this VLAN and firewalled it off. So it's not connected to my host machine. Okay. Alright, here's our IE5. Get rid of that. Let that get going. I'm hoping that's not busted. You need IE4 or newer to do the Windows Update project, or Windows Update Restored project. So we will do that. Not going to worry about Outlook Express, any of that palaver, because we're going to be doing Office on this. Spoiler. I don't think we've got... I don't think we've got any of the Windows GUI shell stuff turned on there, so that's alright. Perfect. Unless it just installs it by default, in that case that's a shame. Okay, let that reboot. So we got 15. What have we got? IE6. This is IE5, isn't it? Yep. 15. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I better get them going. What a pain in the butt. Really living the dream of being a sysadmin in the 90s. Okay, your total selected update currently contains Microsoft Internet Explorer 6, Windows 98, 98 ME, which is an exclusive item, must be installed separately to the other updates. To continue installing Internet Explorer 6, Service Pack 1, blah 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 blah, click OK. To install the remaining updates when installation is complete, review the... Okay. We'll let it go off and install IE6, reboot, and then rerun the setup. Get this going. Right. Let that go. Perfect. And let's turn off that scaling. Nice. And I will enable the large fonts. Put the disk back in the CD-ROM drive. Still got it in there. No, I don't want to overwrite. And eject, so it doesn't try and, you know, go off again. Oh, look at this. We now have IE5 on NT4. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go off and grab some updates. I think the Update Restored project only supports version 2 is compatible with 98, NT4, 95. Version 3 supports NT4. Okay, so V3. V3 dot Windows Update. Oops. Windows Update Restored.com. Yep, reboot that. I'm going to do the same on the server. Actually, I'm going to power it down, back it up, then do that. Get all this going. There's quite a lot happening here. Got some critical patches of about 3 megabytes. Okay, sounds good. MSC Messenger service, picks of the month. That'd be quite cool. I'd love to get that going. I've seen a couple of videos done on that. Fun and Games, Muppets, Screensaver, Wild Wild West. Isn't that a Will Smith movie? Yeah. This is definitely baked into year 2000. This is it. Right, get that going. Start. Yep. Go. I haven't done this before on... it was a Will Smith movie. He made a song, didn't he, too? You know, get their money's worth out of him because he does all the soundtracks. 60s TV show. Oh, okay. Right, let's get out. Oh, actually, no, I need to back this thing up. So before I do that, first thing I always do, knock this down to 2 seconds. Then I can shut this down. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Let that save. It's going to take ages. Yeah, it's this logo here that just keeps reminding me of that product. I wanted to try it. Okay, BrainBlock's domain controller's shut down. I'm going to back it up. Yeah, sure. I did want to add another hard drive, but I can just overwrite my backup. So, actually, Ryan, you might know this with NT4. I was asking Hal about it before, but because NT4 installs as FAT first, then converts after the first boot to NTFS, you're typically limited to 2 gigabytes, aren't you, for your boot volume? But I knew that was a thing for Workstation. When I went to install the server, it allowed me to create a partition size of 4 gigabytes as NTFS, and then it rebooted, converted it. Because I thought being FAT 16, it's limited to 2, but did they like patch it or something to have up to 4, or that's the limit? Oops. I want to add a disk. Create BHD, and this one's gonna be 32 gig. 4 is the max. NT treats the value as unassigned. Oh, okay, so you can like extend it, which goes from 2 to 4. Windows 95 or later can see 4 gigabyte FAT16. DOS can't. Right, okay, yeah, because FAT16 is... So it will let you see it, but potentially won't let you expand. Actually, I'm about to find out anyway, because I've got this 4 gigabyte boot drive on this VM. Cool. May have missed it before, but I was real sneaky. For my Windows 98 machine, I renamed, or I created a shortcut with the same icon for Windows Update to take me to the new update restored. It's just the little things. For this one, let's add it. b3.windowsupdaterestored.com. within 8 gig. Oh, okay, because then it gets all messed up. I know it's got some crazy, well, not crazy limitations, but some very stringent stability limitations. Like, it's probably one of those things you can manipulate enough, but would probably get you in a spot of bother pretty quick. I'm guessing. The way old technology works, it's like the best practice methods can burn you. So let's see if I go to our server and what drives we got. Oh, okay, so yeah, it's used the full 4 gigabyte without me expanding it, so that's good. Yeah, the second larger partition. Yeah, I've just added the second disk, so what I'm gonna do is assign this drive leader to E because I'm pedantic. I'm gonna create this one as my data volume. Assign the drive leader to D. Commit the change. And format it as NTFS. Data D. Wow, look at that. Cooking. Right. You know what? Let's just prepare a folder. Actually, to make it NetBIOS friendly and stuff, I'll just take like all the spaces, keep it short. Get our bundle ISO. Go in here with our IE5. Dump that in there. Oh, that's DirectX 5. Had a total moment there. Right, what's on our workstation update list? Have we got MSN? I'm curious just to install that. No, maybe I'll leave it off. I'll come back to that. vCard update for Office 2000 SR1. Do we have Office on this? No. DirectX 8 to NT4. Jeez, man, I think what is like the most official, the officially supported one is 4, isn't it? Or 3? Because I've got on this image disk DirectX 6, which is like a bastardized developer pack for when Windows 2000 was in beta, which kind of supports NT4 but doesn't. And I think I got 5. So I think 5 is probably like the most officially like latest. Or maybe it might even be earlier. But 5 is the one I've got that's like the newest I can reliably put on. But yeah, DirectX 8, man, that's insane. Considering like what would you use it for? Because the best game, there's only 2 games that I know of that work on NT that are really popular. Well, there's 3. I think there's like Half-Life, Quake 2, and Unreal, which Unreal can run on NT 3.5, believe it or not. Did I back this up? Just in case. I'm just gonna shut this down and back it up. Deus Ex, need DirectX 7, okay. Software rendering. Oh, okay. 3 is the last for NT, 4 and 5 is an old fan patch. Yeah, I did wonder that. I thought it was 3. Like the original version of 95, I think you could do DirectX 3. You It's actually quite funny that the first version of 95 I don't think came with DirectX. I mean, a bit like NT, but yeah, sure. We got 17 updates here. Critical, security. Sure, let's grab them. It looks like the workstation at least is all up to date. So for now, I think I can turn this one off. I'm gonna set a background because it's easier to differentiate 9X versus NT. Ah, yeah, OSR 2, yeah. I guess OEM releases. What is it? Windows 95B to C and D. I think there was D. And then for this one, let's do the same. I'm going to set this one to clouds because it's so much easier to remember that. Cool. Alright, so that's the workstation prep done. It's up to date. It's got a static IP. I'll back up our domain controller. Cool. Thankfully those VM files are on an SSD, which is quite nice, so it's really fast. Protocols is just TCP IP mapped to the network adapter and VirtualBox. NW-Link IPX in addition to TCP. Oh, okay. Is that for like duplexing on the network adapter? Let's see what I've got on this. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean that early TCP stack, man, like it's can be a bit problematic. I know like some stuff for like getting it to interact with DOS is quite, having like NetBUI and all of that helps. Ah, okay. I'll have a look actually. I think 98 might have it. No. IPX. I'm just rereading your comments to make sure I get the right one. I've never used it. You know what? I've got a backup, so. Oh, actually, I should probably wait for my Windows update to finish before applying that. Ah, yeah, IPX and W-Link on NT. Okay, let's check out the protocols. NW-Link enables no ValNet BIOS packets. Ah, sorry. Implementation of the IPX and SPX protocols, which are used by NetWare networks. Oh, okay. I'm guessing are they talking about frame types like packets or something? I'm not very good at deciphering some of these terminologies. But yeah, I think that's by default by the looks of that. And actually we can check the okay, yes, you don't need to configure it. It's all auto. Is it kind of like a protocol that just kind of binds everything together depending on the interface it's using on your network adapter? Oh yeah, that's right. I was installing IE 5 on this domain controller to get the updates going. Okay. Yeah, like bonjour. Oh, okay, right. That probably helps with contacting the domain controller, I guess, for domain, well, so for lookups and stuff about a actual full-on DNS server running, maybe? Yeah, see this one doesn't, but I'll add it. Where is my image? I think the one thing I've also heard when you install anything on Windows NT is you've got to reapply your service pack, so it doesn't overwrite older files. Oh, sorry, newer files of older ones. Give it an old reboot. Oh yeah, this is all... Oops, I forgot I left that mounted. Go back here. Okay, like using like NT Lite or something to slipstream the service pack into the image. I didn't do that, so I guess I better rerun that service pack installer. I didn't know that was a thing until I was watching NT2 Now, this YouTube channel here. Got me kind of inspired to go back and actually do some more work. But yeah, that came up in one of his videos and I was like, I never do that. So I'm wondering, you know, if it has an effect on anything. Where's my bundle? Nope. I want to go to choose. And from my horrible list. I don't like this list. Oh, where's it gone? Does it only have so much room? Oh, God. An image that I use very regularly here is missing. Alright. NT4 apps, the bundle. Choose. I could be blind. Probably blind. Okay, get rid of those. Rerun that. Do the same. Oh, interesting. Because I did the Windows updates. To successfully install this version of the service pack, you must install the high encryption version. Ooh. Press help for more info. Right, okay. Yeah, I see the images. Yeah, that's a good idea too. Python FTP client. Cool, so that's all done. Get this going. should have. Yep. Okay, so how do I get the high encryption pack? Service pack. Encryption in the service pack. To determine if the 128-bit encryption is installed, double click on my computer. View folder options, view show all files, find. Okay, so okay, so it's on the Microsoft website. Sweet. That's not good. Does OneWorld have it? Oh no. Oh no. Gosh. Windows NT 4.0 Service Pack 6. Yeah, could be. I think that one is for 5.0. There is this OEM one. I think that's what you were talking about. Let's grab it. Oh, actually, hang on. Oh, that's finish. Let's see. Yeah, because that's the one I've been using. Oops. Archive.org has a copy. High encryption version of the NT 4.0 Service Pack 6 update. Sure. Good to know. That one there is for terminal servers only. I tried to run it before. Got burned. Okay, well that one's downloaded. Let's just mount it. That's apps. Got stuff everywhere. Well, almost everywhere. It's super annoying every time I flick between the two folders. I should just pin them. For this, at least for this project. Okay, so there's the ISO. We'll choose it. Get rid of that. Close that. Let's try this. Yeah. I hear you there. Yeah, I've got stuff hoarded. It's stupid, like, you get rid of one thing and it's like, oh, I needed that, like, a couple of years later. Okay, that seemed to work. Cool. I don't know if it's a wise thing doing this, but I might do some Windows updates on this server. v3.windows update restored.com. This bloody thing keeps complaining in the background there. Yeah, just go for it. I mean, I've got a backup, so if it mucks it up, Oh, is it on like official CD-ROM? Or is it on a floppy? Actually, it's probably too large for a floppy. Ah, yeah, so this high encryption update, I think you do need that patched if you are to do anything fancy with MSC Messenger and some other things. So I guess it's not a bad thing. Ah, yeah. That's why I made my own bundle. So on like archive.org, I've got this. When I did my 25-year anniversary, that was a while ago. Gosh, was it 2021? Oh god, it doesn't feel that long ago. But there's a bunch of stuff in there. I might have to make a V2. Oh yeah, I've seen that. I think I had that years ago. It's like a Windows all-in-one, and one disc is all of the NT releases, and the other one's all the 9X releases. Is that kind of the same thing? And then you've got like MSC Messenger. You've got like DirectX. Yeah. I've still got my copy of that, and it saved me so many times on like, I need this particular version, I need this key to install it or what have you, you know, because it's all unobtainium, but it all matches. Yeah, I've got it. And I splurged on doing what did I do? I used the what's that HP technology where you could burn a label, physical label onto the disk? LightScribe. So you got like 2 disks, LightScribed, Windows all-in-one. Cool. Yeah, it would have taken days. And what was your data cap? Was it like 1 gig? I remember having 1 gig when because we were at home, we're on dial-up until 2006. So yeah, was it 2006 or 7? I remember it being ages. And I remember saving up all my money, like holiday money, to buy when I was in Australia on holiday, because we don't have computer shops here. I bought a D-Link wireless G PCI network card, so I could have, because we got given a wireless D-Link router. Oh, okay, no data cat. Yeah. Oh, really? That Windows 3X one might be... have you archived it? I'd be keen to check that out on old archive.org or something. Of course, we've got disk rot and stuff now to worry about. Okay, so the workstation's done, so I can turn that off. And then I'll do another one-off backup, so I know that that's done. Windows 98, I don't know how much more I'm going to do with that in terms of Windows updates. Okay, that one's done. Do a backup. Cool, so that's done. Ready for the next round of stuff. This is done. b3.windowsstored.com. think we're all good here. Oh, okay, that wants to reboot again, sure. Oh, okay, oh, interesting. Wine guide. Couple of goon boxes. Hal was asking you before, but I think I may have missed it. Whereabouts are you located in the world? I think that's all done. Ah, America. So goon boxes in Australia and New Zealand are the casket wines, which are basically, instead of a bottle of wine, you have a cardboard box with a tinfoil or sleeved bladder inside of it. I don't know how it got that name, but if Hal was here, he'd be on that. I can get away with saying that because he's not here to defend himself and he's Australian, so... I'm just being annoying. You know, the funny thing about that Microsoft Wine Guide, I think I did see that in one of the, like the software catalog bundles that like to showcase all the products. That's like, yeah, actually you'd be surprised. Some of that stuff might be, you know, lost to time. Okay, this wants to reboot again. Oh, okay. Of course. I think I'm stuck in an update loop. Get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so the domain control is done. We've got all our updates. Got our hard drive set up. So it's doing root certificate updates. Okay. Oh, like a nested like VM within a VM thing. Wine on Linux, yeah. Wine on wine. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't want to do that. Just run. I think this might be stuck. We might be stuck in a bit of a loop, so what I can do is try version 5. Does version 5 support 98 though? Oh, okay, so that needs a bunch of stuff, and no, okay. Oh, duh. Okay, we'll go back to maybe 3. Yeah, I think I'm stuck in an update loop. I don't know how to check the like certificate manager because I don't have like an MMC console that I'm used to. You know, to like check out the personal certificates and stuff that it keeps trying to add. Oh, this thing looks like it's jammed. I'll give it another reboot. Yeah, I remember it being really slow. Yeah, I think you're right there. I've done a few updates on it. I mean, you know. The only other one I know of is version 3, but I had problems with that. I wonder if we got a timing issue. It looks alright. Just gets stuck. Is there any notes? Sometimes I can put notes in here. Okay. So you can clear the cache. If it's checking for the latest updates, might try that. Windows update section. Okay. Well, I can try and clear the cache. Okay, auto patcher. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where is the juice worth the squeeze? How do I clear the cache? I've completely mind blanked. Just click on everything. These are security settings, so I need to go to like history. Here we go. Yeah, sure, do everything. Delete all. Yep. Yep, just do everything. See what that does. Yeah, I get it. Like, it's definitely fair enough. I mean, like, there's only so many updates available for it. I could also do the unofficial service pack, you know, for Windows 98. That did something before that I didn't like. Okay, so we might have a year 2000 bug or something. We got some time issue. Okay, alright, okay. Scan. Yeah, it can do. Like, I used to change the like icons or something in one of the releases. I hated that. Gotta have my classic icons. It just drove me insane. Just all sorts of weird stuff. Okay, so DirectX 9, Media Player 9, .NET Framework. Mapped drives shutdown update resolves an issue in Windows 98 SE where Windows may stop spawning if a significant number of map drives are installed on a computer. Oh, okay, interesting. I'm going to add that one. I'm not really doing plug and play. Sure, let's do that one too. And of course there's DirectX 9, but I'm not gaming on this, so just ignore that. Euro conversion tool, what does that do? There's a good question now that I've gone past the the setup. Oh, of course. I'll reboot and we'll have a look. Well, the DC is done, so I can turn that off. There we go. back up the server. The NT4 takes ages to turn off. Okay, right, I guess that was the workaround. Okay. I'll just get rid of all of that. Cool, so that's done. NT PC's done. Just gotta wait for this thing to finish off. Is this stuck? Are we stuck in that loop again? You know what? Go in here, do the same. Just get rid of everything, then reboot, try it again. Close. I just wanted to see what that Euro update. I've seen it before referenced, but wanted to see what it did. Yeah, I think we've exhausted all of that. Try and open it one more time to see if it will just tell us. I could just Google it, but I'm too lazy. I'd rather go through all the suffering of getting Windows updates to work. Imagine doing this for like 100 computers. You'd probably use what, Norton Ghost or something to like do one master image, or Pixie boot an image on. Okay. Euro conversion tool allows a currency migration to the euro for local users within the European Union. This tool does not change the currency settings for the user's locale outside of the European Union. And then if you're running 95 NT4, you need to download the corresponding euro product update in order to complete the migration. Updates to fonts, keyboards, and code pages. Oh, of course, that's going to take me to that, which no longer works. Yep. Uninstall is not available. Okay. Coinc 2000 base admin tool for deploy. Oh, is that like SCCM? Or like Microsoft Deployment Toolkit? Because I think I might have that on another server where you could boot off a floppy disk and it would load network drivers, and then you could install Windows off a network share with, of course, with a bundled in WinBatch file. Okay, I might have to check that out. Systems Management Server. Oh, okay. I did not know that exists, but this is why I'm doing this project, is to try a bunch of stuff. What was it called? System... Reading your comment here. Systems. .2. Oh, okay. So yeah, you get the MMC console by the looks of it. Right, okay. You could probably push software packages with that. Okay, yeah, 1.2 is for NT. System management software developed for managing large groups of computers using NT embedded Mac OS X, Linux or Unix. Wow, okay. Interesting. Ah, yeah, because that's the other thing I wanted to do is install Office and stuff over a network share. I'm gonna have to check this out. How big is this? Ah, 575 meg. Okay, I'll download it. Get this going here, and I'll add it to. I guess I can install it on a domain controller, and then it probably, if I had to guess, creates like you put the disk and then you got a configuration file that can push everything correctly. Give that a go, eh? Is there a license key that needs to go with that? I wonder if it's on WinWorld. Systems Management Server. It is. Oh, and there's the resource guide. I can actually have a read through that. Oh, that's a good tip. Definitely right, I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to bundle everything together. I'll put it in the same directory. Yep, there we go. It's nice that they gave you that guide, because the back office server, I can't find a PDF. I can find a guide for the small business version, which is pretty much the same. Well, the theory is the same, but yeah, this sort of stuff when you've got the resource kit or the guide for it, really handy. And there's version 2. Smaller file size. OS deployment patch manager, hardware and software inventory. Okay. Yeah, definitely gonna have to check it. Right, well, I will put some notes in this later. But that's all correct. That's all correct. That's done. I'm gonna make this one. It's gonna be the. Oops. There we go. So I can remember which one's what. There's the IPs, NetBIOS names. I'll update that later, I think, with some more info. And I might make some dinner. and have a read through that. And then the next time I do a stream, and then carry on, I think I'll do some domain controller setup, get a domain, file share, that sort of basic stuff going. Some users, which I need to make some more of. This can be just a user account. And then I need to make like a manager. Yeah. Alright, I'll come up with some names while that's doing that. Looks like this is almost done. Hopefully it's not virus infected like the last image I tried to download. For NT server, the one on WinWorld PC had a Trojan in it. Yeah. There was something in there I didn't like, which is annoying because I've got the actual operating system on a disk, CD, like an official CD-ROM, and I left it in storage. So, of course, couldn't install it, so I had to use the enterprise copy I had, or advanced server, whatever it is. Jeez, how big is this? It's taking a while to load. 400 megabyte PDF. Okay. Wow, how many pages? 1,000? 1,396. Okay, there's a fair bit to this. I have this, and this is coming up too. Oh yeah, so a tip. Yep, so you've already had a crack at it. Interesting, it goes into Pentium 2 era stuff. This must be quite a late release, because when did the P2 come out? Like 98, 97 or something? And it's already talking about 450 megahertz. Task manager. Oh, you got a virus from Mac Garden? Oh man. And that's a pain, because that site, or some of those sites, like, you get limited download slots. It's super annoying. You just need like one thing that's split up sometimes into 7 parts. It's like, what was your tip that you were talking about? Was it something I've already blabbered about? Gosh, I don't skimp on detail. Can't help but sort of... I wonder if you actually have to have a SQL database spun up. Okay. Gosh, this is quite a bit of reading. It's quite funny. I was reading on archive.org the guide on doing BackOffice 4.5 small business server, and it was saying it needs to be easy enough that your accountant or office manager can deploy and manage. And I was reading this guide and I'm like, you're talking about creating rage stripes and like what sort of parity sizes and like all the stuff in this guide. I'm like, oh god. Imagine giving that book to your office manager. Go, there you go, now deploy this software. Right. It looks like I've got some reading to do. And I might sacrifice one of my other VMs. Or at least well, yeah, actually, if I sacrifice one of my other VMs here, I can get up to speed a lot quicker because I, of course, haven't done any of the domain controller role configuration on the actual server. So, yeah, I think I'll have a play around. Alright, everyone, and everyone else who might be watching, I think I might just call this one here so I can go and make some dinner. Run out of beer. So I need to sort that out ASAP. But yeah, that was a good start. We got 3 VMs spun up. A DC, a 9X client, an NT4 client. It's good. And that will set me up for the next upcoming things, which I'll have to figure out what I'm doing next. I believe that will be configuring the domain controller more, the roles, basic file sharing, a couple of scripts maybe, to log on scripts, roaming profiles, everything that gives old IT people nightmares. Yeah. Alrighty, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to bail. Thanks everyone for watching, and yeah, I'll catch you guys soon. Alright, signing off.